I liked you better with glasses.
Too bad. I like me better without them.
Welcome to Better with Glasses, a podcast about The Summer I Turned Pretty, where I, Vicky Bizalia, will be taking you through any and everything about my new favorite show.
How did I get here? I was sitting at home on a Saturday. It was going to be a rainy Saturday, and I just wanted something to binge. Started looking things up. I have Roku, so on Roku, this Amazon Prime thing kept popping up, and I knew about it, but I didn't really know about it. I went and checked the Rotten Tomato score, a favorite thing that my husband and I do before we enter into any new show or TV or movie, and it got good ratings. So I'm like, okay, we got young actors and actresses, many of whom I don't know. We have a little YA romance, and we have something that is actually well rated, well received. So the show had dropped probably 3 to 4 weeks before, but it was getting a lot of people picking it up because I think it was right after July 4th. And spoiler alert, there's a really great fireworks Independence Day episode. And I think that's why it got so many great reviews, where I'd picked up right around that time. So I sat there, it's early morning, husband was at work, just me, my dog, rainy Saturday, and I dove in. And then I was hooked. Pretty much binge watched the thing in one day. Was already texting my husband, telling him, when you come home, I'm probably still going to be watching it, second rewatch time. And then I got obsessed with looking into the characters, looking into the actors, reading the books, and here we are. So after weeks of finding every piece of content I possibly could on TikTok, Instagram, BuzzFeed articles on which character I'm most like, I decided to put out my own content. So that's what this is. Shout out to my producer, who is also my husband, who candidly probably just wanted me to talk to you guys instead of talking his ear off about The Summer I Turned Pretty and my love for it.
Hello, everybody. Casey here. I am the number 2 on this podcast, so to speak.
Tech, right? Tech support.
Tech support, helping out where I can. Kind of, maybe I'll play a little bit of the bad cop in some.
He has some opinions.
I've seen the show probably. If Vicky's watched it 10 times over, not to
call me out.
I've had to see it 3 or 4 times at least. I mean,
yeah.
And I might not be like True Detective to me, but it's something where I can definitely understand how people are getting attached to it, and it does make you feel better just seeing that on the screen, and it makes me feel good to see that my wife has something that she really enjoys, and that she can have something to talk about. So I think we're gonna have some guests. I'm gonna, we're a podcasting family. I have a podcast myself about Virginia Cavaliers sports. Go Hoos!
Nice little plug.
Yeah, nice little plug. So kind of bounce these episodes around.
See where it goes. All right, so let's start off with episode 1, called Summer House. A little background here. Jenny Han, shout out, wrote the books, trilogy, came out, I believe, in 2008, which was a long time ago. And apparently the fans of the books have been waiting and waiting with bated breath, seeing how this adaptation was going to go. Jenny Han also did P.S. I Love You, not P.S. I Love You, To All the Boys series, which was on Netflix. And apparently she had always known that the adaptation of The Summer I Turned Pretty, she wanted in more of like a series format as opposed to a couple of movies. So everyone's really excited. I was really excited, but I came in blind, so I don't know if anybody else did. I had no expectations, and it starts. And it's such a perfect summer show. Like as soon as the credits roll, you see a beach, you see this beautiful beach town. It's shot in Wilmington, North Carolina. So if you're fans, like I am, of anything Nicholas Sparks, Dawson's Creek, One Tree Hill, all those very picturesque places, scenery, beach, Wrightsville Beach. It's just really, really pretty. So that paired up with an awesome score. I guess in the beginning it's a score before the music drops, and it just makes you feel good. It makes you feel good. And cut to Belly. Belly and Taylor in the opening scene, and you can tell she's getting ready to go somewhere. Taylor gives you all the feels of, not that you've ever been a 16-year-old girl, but when you're a 16-year-old girl, you basically surround yourself with friends just like Taylor. And it's a really, really cute moment between the two of them. You get to the drive where you get an introduction to Laurel, who's the mom sitting in the back seat. I was kind of not weirded out, but I didn't know why the mom was sitting in the back. But you get Steven, the older brother, who's driving the car. Then there's a joke about how Belly needs to learn how to drive and all that. So I guess it makes sense. And then I didn't know this song before the show, but now I think, needless to say, I definitely do. I think it's Kim Petras, Can't Do Better. And you just see Belly just belting out this song.
I mean,
like windows down, like they're driving to the beach. Her brother is clearly annoyed, and she's just belting this song out. And it was in that moment that I'm pretty sure I fell in love with Lola Tung, who is the actor. This really iconic 16-year-old girl that I knew nothing about. But as soon as I saw that scene, I'm like, oh, this is going to work.
It's a good song.
It's great.
It's an anthem.
It's great. Yeah. And she's just so adorable, so cute. You know, she's gonna quote unquote turn pretty. What you come to find out is turning pretty is she goes to the gas station, gets noticed. There's a voiceover where she's saying she's never the one who gets noticed. The clerk at the grocery store, he makes a pass at her. Her mom, of course, comes and embarrasses her in that moment. And then you see her back in the car, like taking down her ponytail and like putting on some lip gloss, which I guess when you're 15, like that's what you do to feel pretty. And then you get the arrival to the house.
Beautiful house.
Beautiful house. Amazing house. I actually looked that house up. It's like $2 million property in Wilmington.
More than that.
I did too. I don't know.
The house is one of the characters in the show.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's really nice. Yeah. So they pull up, and you see Susanna Fisher, who's in the house. That's the mom of the boys. We just saw this when I was rewatching it. She's like putting blue hydrangeas into a vase, which was also the flower of choice at our wedding. So shout out there. Gave me all the feels. And you see those two run out to greet Belly. So you got that happening. I gotta say, not knowing the names of the characters and knowing that there's supposed to be some sort of love triangle and that she's in love with one of the two brothers, which is Conrad, I didn't know that Jeremiah wasn't Conrad. Like, he runs out, like, picks her up, like, spins her around, and they have a cute moment. And then the Taylor Swift song Lover starts playing, and you see this, like, moody, broody, like, too cool for school guy, like, walking late at their arrival.
A little bit taller.
A little bit taller, right? Like, kind of doesn't care what's going on. Everything slows down. Beautifully shot scene. And oh, guys. And then you hear her voiceover again. And then you know, like, that's gotta be the guy. So right after all that happens, then you get the iconic belly flop scene.
Oh, we could have named the podcast Belly Flop instead of
Better with Glass. Oh, we didn't even shout out the namesake of our podcast here, right, which is direct line from the Belly and Conrad first interaction. First thing he says is, "I liked you better with glasses." So there you go. For those of you who didn't know, but I think most people on here would know. Okay, all right. So then you got the iconic belly flop scene. I think it's Steven who kind of looks at the two guys and is like, "Oh, it's time for a belly flop." And I had no idea. Again, I didn't read the book, so I had no idea what was going to happen. All of a sudden, they're chasing her down, throwing her into the pool. And then you get another cute moment. Conrad's helping her out. She pulls him in. There's like some weird tension there, but really, really cute. I think the actors have been doing so much press for it, and I think I've consumed all of it. But they said when they went to go shoot, they're shooting down in Wilmington, and I'm pretty sure all of these actors, like this is, other than Gavin, this is their first really big acting gig. And it's really important that they have chemistry and that they get along, and it's supposed to seem like they've known each other for years. So prior to shooting, they were all down in Wilmington, North Carolina. They had, I think, 2 weeks to just chill and hang out. And the actors said they built a really, really tight bond. They got 2 weeks to just hang out and do absolutely nothing before shooting. And this was the first scene that they shot. It was a belly flop scene, day one. And I think Sean Kaufman on one of his interviews said, like, it felt so real. Like, yeah, no, like these are our family friends, and we're throwing my sister into the pool. And it was really, really great. And knowing that after the fact, watching the scene again, it did a really good job of showing just like what it's like to grow up with a summer house and to have family friends that you meet only during the summertime, and what it's like to get back together. So it was really good. Definitely made me want a summer house. I guess Belly's up in her room unpacking or something like that. Jeremiah comes in, and it's the first time you see those two interact, like the first dialogue between those two. And Jeremiah comes in, he's like being cute, and it's like, "Oh, like don't go to the book signing or the bookstore with your mom. Like come hang out with me. I've been waiting for you to go to the beach," which is nice. Like it shows their friendship. And you get a really great shot. Jenny Han said it was her favorite shot actually from the entire pilot, which is those two running on the beach.
It's the cover of the book.
Which is also the cover of the book. Casey is convinced that they just took a picture of Lola and Gavin in that scene running, and that they photoshopped Conrad in after the fact.
Or they shot it the way that you see it in the TV series, and then like, all right, same thing, but now Conrad, you're chasing.
Maybe, yeah, exactly, right. So it could have been still from a live shot, but who knows? If you actually know, write in and let us know.
People we talk to will find that out.
Oh, that's true. So that's really cute. Great moment there. Well, let's talk about the moms for a little bit. Yeah.
Moms.
I love the moms.
That's the thing about getting older. You like at some point you identify with the kids and you see yourself in them, and then you hit a certain age where you're like, I understand where the mom's coming from.
Yeah, the show definitely had me in this weird state of mind where I'm like, sometimes I'm a little bit more like the kids, but sometimes I'm a little bit more like the moms. So
with the moms is I think where you get a little bit of like, hey, I know that person from that. Like the mom, Susanna, has led shows before.
Oh, she was Claire. She was clueless.
Yeah, and like you can't say that about really any of the other the teenager characters, at least. I remember her from Without a Paddle. Yeah. She was in Without a Paddle, had a small role in that. But
really?
Yeah, I definitely remember that.
Jeez.
Her career is going to take another.
Jackie Chung, I knew. I didn't watch the show, but she's in Grey's Anatomy. I knew her from that. So, but anyway,
love them.
Yeah, I don't know, in these types of shows where it's very based on the kids and like love triangles in high school and all that stuff. They usually pin the parents as like, I don't know, a sub character or like just like way too overbearing. Yeah. So
smoking weed and shit.
Well, we'll get to that.
Okay.
But no, they were immediately likable, which was nice. Are you leaving me?
Oh no. You go.
Okay. So, no, but you get this scene. What is the scene? They're at Whale of a Tale. Great name for a bookstore, by the way. And you have I guess Jackie, who plays Laurel, and she is there for I think it's the setup for her book signing. And they're talking about how many copies they ordered, and Susanna, who clearly has money, and likes to spend it on her best friend, her friend's kids, mentions how she's like invited everyone in town. And it's supposed to be this low key event, so that's nice. Cousins, which is where this takes place, is not a real town. It's not a real town, but you can definitely tell that it's somewhere Cape Cod-ish in Massachusetts. And there is a little bit of dialogue where I think Susanna says, "Oh, you might have to run to Portsmouth rather, and get some more copies." So, if we were to put Cousins Beach on a map somewhere, it's got to be, I don't know, driving distance from Portsmouth. So, that's nice. And then we meet this writer guy, which feels kind of random, but you just know the setup for it is that it's going to be Laurel's love interest. So she has a very embarrassing moment where she's making fun of the author of this book. And lo and behold, he's standing right behind her. So it's like a little bit of a gag for the audience, because we can see him behind her the entire time, just kind of like wondering, like, oh, I wonder if that's him. And I think it works so well. I was telling Casey when I watched it, secondhand embarrassment is like a really, really good gag. And it kind of, at least for me, ropes the audience in a little bit more. So I loved everything about that. And you just knew what the setup was. And we'll see what happens to those two crazy kids. After that, I think then we're getting the dinner scene. Yeah. All right. So then we get the dinner scene. After having read the books, the book, I think, did a really great job of describing that first night. And I'm a big foodie, and I love the beach, and I love seafood. And Jenny did a really great job describing how on their first night they always have bouillabaisse, which is a French dish that has like just loads of seafood in it. And I went back and rewatched the scene, and they're totally eating it, which is great. So there are a lot of things that are revealed during this dinner. So what are the things that are revealed? Susanna, we found out what's going on with Susanna. She is trying to get belly ropes into this debutante ball that Cousins has.
That kind of sets off what everyone thinks of her, and she kind of feels a little bit about it.
Yeah, for sure.
She's our little...
Oh yeah, she's more of our feral little alley cat. The boys are making fun of her, like, for what she did in the past.
I could be hot, right?
I think that's how she feels inside. Yeah, that's how she feels inside. But yeah, but there is something. I feel this way when you and I are around our parents. It's when you're around people who've seen you grow up, like, it's kind of hard to escape the image that people had of you. Like, when I'm with my mom, she tells the same story about me as a little kid over and over and over again.
Yeah, and no matter how much you grow, they really...
That's like the image. Yeah.
Whatever they have, they're like finished.
So I like that part. I feel bad for Belly, but I like that Steven and Jeremiah are picking on her. And then Conrad's just like super quiet.
We also find out that Conrad quits football, give a Division I scholarship.
Which
stupid.
Bugs the hell out of Casey.
Well, I mean, all of it. The whole thing is stupid. It's like...
Well, Okay. Spoilers on this thing?
No, I'm not doing spoil. Well,
Are we supposed to be doing spoilers?
should put that in beginning of show, I guess.
Yeah.
Don't watch the show after you've watched the show. Listen to
Listen to our show after you watch the entire.
So,
The first time I watched it, I also thought he was an idiot. I'm like, okay, bro, like it's summer and you have family friends here and everyone else is laughing and having a good time. He's like sulking off to the side. Steven's like, hey, when you go to training camp or whatever, he's like, oh, I quit football. I'm like, what's wrong with this kid?
Well, I mean, that has got some real stuff going on because they also say, Susanna says later, he only played football to make such and such happy.
Adam,
which I get.
Yeah.
But the work that it takes to get to that level, I feel like, you can play football in high school to please your parents or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's hard to play football to that level, do everything in the summer, do personal workouts.
Okay, but dad issues aside, if we're really talking spoilers, and this is what I let you when you watched it for the first time, I had already seen it. So I let you shit on Conrad for like 5 episodes. And I knew where it was coming from because I felt the same way. And I was just like, just wait. But at the end, it makes sense. Like you're about to go off to college many, many miles away from your dying mother. Like, I don't think he would play football. I don't even think he's going to go to college at that point.
Okay, realistic.
Like that you would defer.
Maybe sit out a year, or if you were that level of talent, you would go to a college closer to. Still utilize that.
Possibly were they? They're in Boston.
There's a million colleges in Boston. Utilize your talent to still get your free education.
Yeah.
And go to a.
Yeah, so it's hard to tell if it's like a fuck you to the dad.
Yeah, could be.
Well, because in his mind, he doesn't know about all the other issues. So for him, he's like, I found out that mom has cancer. You have to know that mom has cancer, and you're never around. Yeah. So it could be a fuck you to the dad. It could be he wants to defer. He wants to see how this thing plays out.
But
maybe he doesn't want to be gone for the summer.
I think, yeah.
Because the way that's teed up is he's supposed to leave. Like they're at the beach house, but he's supposed to leave.
I think it's a fuck you because he's
to start training camp.
Not playing, and then torpedoing it by starting to smoke weed and do all.
Yeah, but for everyone around him, it's very clear. It's very evident. Like for me as a watcher of the show and a consumer of all types of these shows, there's always like, I won't even say like the bad boy, but like the misunderstood, very angsty, broody guy who is generally the love interest. But in this show, what's different about it is he's not just like the jerk or just the jackass. Like everybody in the show, from the moms to Belly to even his own brother, are like, yeah, he's different. All right, so after that, fast forward, then you have the pool scene. So, not having read the book, I didn't really expect anything to come from it. Belly goes down to the pool. Conrad sitting by the pool, looking, I don't know, intense in his thoughts again. He's smoking weed, and Belly calls him out for it. I know that it's an important scene from the book. So if you've read the books, it plays out similarly. They use direct quotes. So when Conrad says, what will you give me if I do? All that is direct and verbatim from the books. But I gotta say, I read the book scene after having watched the scene played out. And I just gotta say, like, it felt super iconic when I was watching it, even though I had no idea of the actual significance. I think knowing what I know now, I don't know, maybe just in my book narration, I didn't read it the same way. And I totally think that Chris Bryant did an awesome job playing Conrad in that moment. And when I read it in the book, it just felt like Belly being a brat about the whole smoking pot thing. And I think for me, it showed that she was immature and maybe that's why it wouldn't work out between her and Conrad, and he was growing up. But the scene and the adaptation had a completely different vibe. So I think, shout out to Chris Bryant or the direction, or maybe even Jenny, for playing it differently, right? So it was definitely way more flirty, definitely way more awkward if you're Belly, and you can just tell that those two just have a ton of chemistry when they're on scene together. So that was great. And it just goes to prove how more fully fleshed out the characters are when it's not just one POV, right? One point of view, which was Belly's throughout the entire book, which is a lot of her in her own head. So seeing them play it out and bringing it to life was really, really cool for me. All right. I'm going to get to the bonfire scene. Before the bonfire scene, though, there's a great interaction where Belly calls Taylor. Shout out to Taylor, because she is just the right amount of like best friend annoying. Like, and I'm not saying that in a bad way. I actually love her character. And she pushes Belly to go. I love the line. We love the line about the big t-shirt. Like, nothing's ever going to happen if you just like sit around in your big t-shirt waiting for the boys to come home. It's such a great line. And Belly sneaks out. She sneaks out. She gets all dressed up. She sneaks out. She goes to the bonfire and she meets Cam. And there's a lot of stuff that goes on there. But that was probably the moment when I was watching it at the bonfire. Belly shows up. And I, at that point, was totally team Belly. Like, okay, like she's got her hot girl summer, like she's showing up on the beach, Cardi B song drops, and she's there, she looks great. I have no idea what's going to go down, but I'm like really excited for her. Of course, there's like an awkward moment with Steven, she falls, there's an awkward moment with Conrad that I think is really great. I think the entire point of it was to show that she's still an outsider, she's still an outcast, but she was able to like carve off a moment for herself and like meet this really great guy who was interested in her. And I just love Cam. He was so cute, and they played the scene so well, and it was very believable that she wasn't just like, for lack of a better term, whoring herself out there, and she just met like a nice guy and they talked. Sadly, watching it, you just know like Cam's the nice guy, and nice guy at this point in Belly's life is totally gonna fish last, and I feel so bad for him. Right now, we're watching the scene where Conrad gets his ass kicked. I don't know if he got his ass kicked.
Well, he got punched for sure. Didn't get any punches in.
He didn't get any punches in. Belly got knocked down on her ass, but now the police broke up the bonfire. Now the Jeep, which is great. There's a great shot there that I like, which is the two brothers staring out the window, waiting for her to like say goodnight to this random guy and get in the car and go home. And I didn't think she was gonna do it. But she, I don't know, made lemonade out of lemons and like kissed Cam in front of the other two. I thought it was gonna be weird, but it wasn't. It was great. Team Belly.
Yeah, she's.
What did you say earlier? You said she dialed up.
Well, I mean, she knows that she has the two brothers watching, so
I think
she's the one who initiated the kiss. She knew what she was doing.
But yeah, I don't know if it was like to. I don't think she was doing it to incite jealousy, even though that's what clearly happens. I think she was doing it because of like the dinner scene.
Well, I think they made sure that you didn't think that she was doing that by inserting that little monologue. They have an internal monologue before she kisses.
Yeah.
Is this the boy? Is this the moment? So it's like, damn, if we don't put that one in, people might think she's just trying to.
But that's directly from the book.
Trying to.
Yes, but I think how the dinner played out, she just didn't want them to see her like a little kid anymore.
Oh,
I think it was more about that. Like, oh yeah, you guys are out here making out with random girls on the beach. I showed up. I'm gonna do the same thing, right?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so that happened. It clearly worked because then you get the infamous hair's always messy like a little kid. Yeah, that's directly from the book. A lot of people wanted that scene in. Jenny knows what the old school readers want, so she put it in. Yeah, so that's great. I like everything about the bonfire. I love that they used the Olivia Rodrigo song
Oh, yeah.
as the montage. Yeah, as the montage. It's great. You get like randomly like Steven brushing his teeth. He's not a main character at this point. Jeremiah knocks on Belly's wall. She's texting Taylor. Laurel, the mom, is finally signing up for social media. So she's taking a step towards her romantic interests. Yeah. What else we have? Oh, we have Conrad like putting a blanket over Susanna, who fell asleep on the couch. So it's really nice. It's a good moment. I thought it was going to end there. It didn't. Ends really with a great scene between Conrad and Belly at the beach. Again, those two just have really great chemistry. It's probably the first time they actually see him laugh or smile when they're talking. And she gets up and leaves. She's got to go see a boy about a whale, and he's kind of confused and doesn't know where she runs off to. But it's great.
What's the song that ends with that one?
It's the same song. It's the can't do better.
Yeah, it comes back from.
Oh yeah.
So, what's your favorite song from the episode? What's your favorite
From
song?
that episode? It's got to be that one. It's got to be that one.
Because it comes in twice.
It comes in twice. It's like her declaring her independence. Yeah. It's just so hard not to root for her. And I think Lola is just awesome.
Who won the first episode? Who was the star, the MVP of episode 1?
Character-wise or character-wise?
Well, I think it's got to be character-wise.
Character-wise, who won the first? I think it's Belly.
Okay, fine then. Actor-wise.
Oh my gosh. I think we would disagree. But I gotta go Chris Briney, who plays Conrad.
Performance-wise, okay.
Yeah. He you're supposed to not hate him, but you're supposed to be wondering what's going on with him. Like, you're supposed to feel that there are sparks between him and Belly. You're supposed to have a little bit of intrigue. You're supposed to have like those "come on, bro" moments. Like, okay. I think it was perfect. I think it was great.
I think Steven's performance. He's my favorite character. Sure. Oh, Steven, Sean Kaufman in real life.
Mm-hmm.
By the book acting performance on the beach, he was really, really good and really convincing. That was a hard part to play.
Well, he said before
like 15, bro.
Yeah. Well, he says that he channeled a lot of like personal stuff because he has a younger sister. So he said it was pretty easy
to
like
so legit, but so real. Like, no, we're taking her out of here, we're leaving.
Yeah.
That
I will say, it's nice that Steven has a way bigger part in the series than in the books.
Oh, he's the best.
He's like he's barely in the book.
And he's got I like his got a couple cool fits in the
episode. You love his fits.
Yeah.
I mean his fits.
Cam Cameron's pretty goddamn cool too.
Cam Cameron, okay.
Pretty goddamn cool as a
he was gonna be my runner up.
Conrad won episode 1.
That's my answer. But...
That's your answer in terms of Belly won as a character.
Oh yeah.
Belly won as a character.
Yeah.
Performance wise, we differ. I think performance wise.
Well, we left her out.
Leaving, of course. I mean, Belly's performance rocks all along the way, but I guess besides Belly in every episode, who kills it
in this episode?
Could we agree on?
I think it's Conrad.
Okay. If we were to say who won the episode character-wise,
that's Belly.
But Belly is turning pretty. She's going to win every episode. Take Belly out of it.
Okay. Oh, character-wise, who won the episode? Character-wise,
that I think we could possibly agree with. I'm gonna say Cam Cameron.
I think
he owned the fucking brothers.
I like Cam Cameron.
At the car, he got a kiss from the girl that they have love for.
He's also this like weird, dorky, sweet, like,
but super confident still.
Yeah, super confident, super like secure with himself.
Yeah, very. Laurel about to get out there.
I think
she's about to be on the gram.
They're better Laurel episodes. I think Susanna was great. We didn't talk about Susanna a lot.
She's pushing the debutante thing. kind of bringing that to the table,
Yeah.
throwing a
But
party for her friend.
she does a really great job of like the homey, rich, like welcome to me hosting you for the summer vibe.
Do you have any issues with the first episode?
Good question.
I would say I brought my issues.
You did?
Well, I have my
your notes.
Division I football
okay.
issue is one. Conrad gets punched in the face at the beach.
Yeah.
Have a black eye, but Belly does get a black eye. But Conrad gets fucking punched in the face, and he has.
I'm not really sure that the punch landed cleanly.
I'll have to rewatch that.
I don't know if it landed cleanly. I don't know why. I would have liked to have seen him throw a punch.
Yeah.
It's just like, he is just like stumbly and like tries to push the guy off.
Too much beer, bro.
No, like, yes.
Beer.
Yeah. Okay, I will say, I don't know how, okay, that's one thing that I have with the episode. I don't know how much time had passed while Belly was sitting down talking to Sextus.
Mm-hmm.
But in the very beginning, Conrad, very lucid, right?
Yeah.
Like, and then cut to now he's hammered. He's hammered, like arguing with this guy about a beer and can't land a punch. Like it, and then Jeremiah is like, "Oh, careful getting in the car." Like it was just
in the car.
Yeah, it was. I don't know.
He went from 0 to 100 real quick.
Yeah. So that I guess I'll take issue with that. I didn't love the Laurel scene where she was yelling at them when they came home. I've read some other reviews. I'm not that person, but there's some people who are like, oh, kids shouldn't be drinking and partying and having fun, and like, why aren't the parents more disciplinarian? But that's not my issue with the scene. My issue with the scene is I don't know. It just didn't feel believable.
I think it's cool that they acknowledged the fact that they didn't get in trouble because of.
Well, 1000%. They did that with the cops too. The cops were like, "Oh, tell Mr. Fisher when he gets back, I want a round of golf."
Yeah,
that's
how it would go.
That's exactly how it would go. But yeah, like Laurel talking to Steven, like Steven clapping back with the "Were you guys smoking pot tonight?" Conrad rolling his eyes, Jeremiah being like, "Oh, it was the DD." Like I don't know. It just felt like that wasn't the best acting.
And you're telling me that Susanna wouldn't wake up with the fucking police coming to the front door inside the house?
Yeah, I don't
wake up. Okay.
Yeah. I do love Laurel calling Belly out on what the hell she's wearing. That was great.
What are you wearing?
That was good. What was your favorite scene?
Whale by the tail. Whale of the tail. The bookstore scene.
The bookstore scene?
The first stores.
The first one. The only one at this point.
The only one, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So you get Jonathan Franzen reference,
I still don't know who he is.
Jonathan Franzen reference, some good shit talking about the author who was in the store with him. It was a really good scene. And he just loved being surrounded by books. So far and away my favorite scene in the episode. It's coming from a 34-year-old man. So some credits here before we shut this episode down. Summer House is directed by Jesse Peretz, who also directed the second episode. Teleplay by Jenny Han, the author of the books and the OG of The Summer I Turned Pretty. And IMDb rating 7.1.
That's low.
Well, see, this is my theory. Of all the episodes, it's the lowest. So that's factoring in all the people who just watched the first episode and didn't ever return.
That's true.
Right? All the episodes from there, they progressively get better ratings. And there's it's like, there's 385 reviews for episode 1, and then 296, 287. Yeah. So I think you got some people who didn't like it and never returned to it. So that is the end of the first episode.
That's a wrap.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun podcast. So
thanks for checking us out, Pretty fans, and we'll see you for the next one.